What is up, my loves? Welcome back to my channel. It's Monday. It's not Monday. It's Sunday. Is it Monday? It might be Monday. It's like Monday in the morning. Anyway, it's the beginning of the week. So obviously we're doing the week ahead video. Today you get to see my face because I'm not asleep in bed. Okay, so we're going to use 3 different decks today. First, we're using my affirmation deck. Isn't this pouch so cute? I made it. Well, technically my cousin made it in like 2019, 18. It doesn't matter. We're using the Mermaid and Archangel Oracles and the Sacred Rebel Oracle. All of these decks wanted to be used today. I have been using my affirmation oracle for a while now, but recently it's been like one of my go-tos because I'm shifting a lot right now. Okay, just getting right into it. That's just for the collective. What are we moving through this week? Our personal growth and development, our goal setting. There's a feeling of being tired. You might be resting a lot more than usual. Like just sleeping a lot more than usual. You feel like you have less energy than usual. I'm not betraying anyone by allowing myself to receive success, money, and wealth. Okay, we talked about this. Okay, so what's going on? We talked about this. What's going on? First thing that's coming through for the collective is you connect to people by relating to people. And this is something that we've been talking about over the past couple of months. The struggle is not your identity. The place that you come from can be they're just saying like a description, but it doesn't necessarily mean anything about who you are. You are over identifying with the struggle. And this is really relevant and really important because you're identifying with the struggle. You connect with other people through the struggle. If you allow yourself to have success, money, and wealth, you will no longer be able to connect with those people in those ways. And so you think that you want to relate to other people. What you're shifting through this week is coming to the realization and acknowledging that, okay, a choice, right? We talk about choices and decisions. You either want to be a source of inspiration or you want to be relatable. That's your choice. If you want to be relatable, then continue to struggle and be relatable and have the same relationships. If you want to be a source of inspiration, if you want to be goals, if you want to be, oh my God, they have this experience, they came from where I came from, and then they moved into this, and then they have this experience, and if they can do it, then I know that I can do it too. If you want to have inspiration, then that's the choice that you're making. But I'm not betraying anyone by allowing myself to receive success, money, and wealth. You feel like okay, people are not inspired by you. People are not inspired by people that they relate to as having their current same struggle. People are inspired by people who struggled and then got out of the struggle. Right now, you're approaching things from the lens of, I want to connect with people. I don't think that I will be able to help people. I don't think that I'll be able to reach people if I allow myself to rise up. Okay, couple things. Number one, allowing yourself to receive more than others doesn't mean that you are better than others. And so you need to do some mindset work around feeling like people who have more than you are better than you and feeling like people who have less are less. we are not the physical things that we have. The physical things that we have most often are just a reflection of what we allow ourselves to receive, or is just a reflection of what we allow ourselves to receive. People who are receiving less are not receiving less because they're worthy of love. Jade, Jesus Christ, Jade, enough, please. People who are receiving less are not receiving less because they are not worthy of receiving more. They're receiving less because they're not allowing themselves to receive more. Do you understand what I mean? Hi. Do you want to come here? Yes? Do you want to come here? Okay. Jeff is right here. You can't see him though. Hi. Hi, baby. Okay. Where was I? You're not... Okay, hold on. They're the most adorable distractions. Yes. Yes. Come here. Move, Jeff. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway. So, okay. People are worthy of support because they exist. People are worthy of support because they exist. You're kind of showing up feeling like if you step into your power and do whatever, level up in the way that you're wanting to level up so that you can become a source of inspiration for people, then you feel like it's like a Six of Pentacles situation. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like you're above and you're giving to people who are below you. You're giving back to the community and you feel like people are going to perceive that you think that you're better than them. I don't really understand this. The biggest thing that you need to realize, your biggest problem right now, is that you're too busy thinking about what somebody else thinks about you or what they're going to perceive about you or how they're going to feel about the choices and decisions that you're making in your life. That's your problem this week. That's literally it. That's literally it. Forget everything else. Forget all of the examples. You don't even need to go into all of the, you're not betraying them. I go into that like videos from like fucking months ago. It's not even about that. It's about the fact that you care more about how somebody else feels than you care about how you feel. Allowing yourself to receive more success, more money, more wealth is allowing yourself to receive a new lifestyle. It's allowing yourself to be comfortable. It's allowing yourself to be loved. It's allowing yourself to have a good feeling fucking life. Care about that. Care about how you feel more than you care about how other people feel. That's the choice and decision that you're making this week. I care about having a good feeling life more than I care about somebody else having an opinion about the way that I live my life, because people who are enjoying their lives don't have opinions about the way that other people live their life. So it's kind of like, you know that phrase, like people are going to talk about you anyway. If you're looking for problems and you're looking for flaws, then you're going to find a flaw. And you're going to find a problem and you will manifest a problem. So you're showing up trying to appease others and please others. But in reality, you're just making yourself suffer. Because if somebody else wants to suffer, then they're just going to be suffering. And if your desire is for everyone in the world not to be suffering, then the only way for you to do that is to be a source of inspiration and to stop suffering. Because when you stop suffering and allow yourself to have a new, better feeling life, a couple things are going to happen. Number one, you're either going to stop. You're not going to become a vibrational match to them. You're not going to be hanging out with them anymore. You might feel bad or sad about that. And so those are feelings that need to be processed. So you're not going to be hanging out with them, or you're not going to be a vibrational match to them, or they're going to be so inspired by your life and your experience, and they're going to be like, how did this happen for you? How did you get this experience? Tell me more. What books did you read? Whatever. But either way, only good things come from you getting good things. Only good things come from you getting good things. One of my favorite Amanda Frances affirmations is like, she talks about things being of highest service. My work is of highest service. Me getting what I want is of highest service. Living out of your heart space is of highest service. Because when I'm getting what I want and I'm happier and I'm in alignment with my inner being, that I'm positively impacting the lives of every single person that I come in contact with. I'm positively impacting people. I'm inspiring people to connect with their own inner beings and enjoy their lives and experience their own empowerment. There are only positive consequences to this. People who are going to have a negative reaction to your success, wealth, health, whatever, those are people who are being inspired, but what they're doing with that inspiration is using it to reaffirm an old story, whatever that story is. Whether that story is that rich people are greedy and that's why they're going to continue to pinch themselves off from receiving money, or that story is that money changes you and money makes you greedy, and so they're going to project greed and all of this other stuff onto you so they can continue reaffirming that story. It always goes back to them. It always goes back to the story that they're telling themselves. It always goes back to the life that they're choosing to have. Whether they're conscious of the fact that they're choosing that life or not, that's their responsibility. What you're recognizing this week is that it's not your responsibility to take care of people. It's not your responsibility to I want to say cater to people's emotions, but I'm not saying that you shouldn't be kind, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't be compassionate, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't be understanding, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't choose the words that you say to people carefully, because of course how you talk to people is important, but you can't control the way that people perceive you, your actions, what you say to them, your life. You just cannot do that. Go watch my video if you want to hear more about that. You can go watch my video on like focus on your own stream to get a feeling of empowerment, because you're holding yourself back from this next level of success because you're afraid of what somebody else is going to say. This is upper limits of like love and relationships. I don't want to get into this relationship because every single time I hang out with my best friend, we just talk about our boy problems. And if I get into this relationship, then I'm not going to have any boy problems. And if I'm just talking about, oh my God, I'm so in love, I'm so in love, I'm so in love, and I'm talking about that to my friend, then my friend's going to feel bad and all of this other stuff. It's like, it's not your responsibility to control how your friend feels. If your friend's response to you getting wealth, to you getting love, is that it triggers a feeling of unworthiness within them, that's still inspiration. Because maybe I didn't know that I felt unworthy of love until I experienced jealousy. Maybe I didn't know that I felt unworthy of love until my friend got love and we used to tell ourselves these stories together. Wow, why do I feel so bad hearing about my friend's happiness? I want to be happy for my friend, but I don't. I feel this and this and this. Do you see how that's their responsibility to do that emotional labor for themselves? It's not your responsibility to change how you show up in the world, to shift your life experience in the name of getting a positive experience from other people, because the people that you are surrounding yourself with, if they're not receiving success, money, and wealth, they're not having a good feeling life. And so you're pinching yourself off from having the good feeling life that your inner being, with divine order coming out, that your inner being is already guiding you towards. you're pushing yourself away from where you've been asking to go, you've been taking steps to get to, in the name of somebody else, struggling with somebody else in order to protect somebody else. And they're saying, J. Cole, don't save her. She doesn't want to be saved. Whatever that means. Because you have to recognize with the energy of divine order, everybody has an inner being. You don't have to feel sorry for anyone because they don't have money. You don't have to feel sorry for anyone because of their life situations and circumstances, because they have an inner being just like you have an inner being. They have spirit guides just like you have spirit guides. They have ancestors just like you have ancestors. And different people incarnate into the world with different desires and different energies and different spiritual teams for different reasons, right? Different gifts. But still, we all incarnate with what we need. So it's just recognizing that if people are choosing to go on the journey of moving from poverty to experiencing wealth, then that's something that they've already chosen on a soul level. And that's something that they are being guided to. And you allowing yourself to experience wealth might be a huge part of them allowing that for themselves, being inspired by you. But do you see how you're holding yourself back, which is not being of service to anything in the world, especially not yourself? In the name of them, in the name of trying to manipulate how they feel. And it's not about, I want to cut myself off from this so that they feel good because I don't want them to feel bad. No, they're having a bad response to you getting what you want. And then when they have a bad response to you getting what you want, you feel bad. So you're trying to do whatever you can so that they don't have a bad feeling response to you. The work that you need to be doing is, they're saying, like, emotional resilience, boundaries. When somebody has a bad feeling response to my success, I feel like blank, and I feel like that means blank about me. When somebody has a bad feeling response to my success, I feel sad, I feel rejected, and I feel like that means I don't get my needs for love and connection met. I don't think I can have love and connection and success at the same time, and I'm a human being, interdependent, period. So I need love and connection. So if I think that in order to have love and connection, I can't have success, then I'm not going to allow myself to have success. You see how that's what you're doing? Whether that is success in career, success in relationships, success in family. They're saying like family planning or something. You might like feel bad because you want to have kids and your friends can't have kids or something like that. You're holding yourself back and stopping yourself from having the good feeling life that you want to have, that you're being guided to have, therefore that you're destined to have, in the name of somebody else. You don't have anything that they don't have. You don't have anything that they don't have. You, at some point, somewhere, consciously or unconsciously said, I'm ready to embark on this journey and have a better feeling life. And that's why you were guided to me, period, point blank, because that's my point of attraction. So you asked and you were guided here and you received. Awesome. Congratulations. Other people also have the capacity to do the asking. And then when they do the asking, it's their responsibility and it's their job to take the action, and it's their job to move things forward for them in their life. Some of you need to realize that the people in your lives that you're not wanting to move ahead from and distance yourself from don't want to have the same quality of life that you want to have. And that doesn't mean that you never talk to them again. That doesn't mean that you have to cut them off. That means you get to determine who you hang out with and when. It's about boundaries. Somebody's calling you on the phone, all they want to do is talk about everything that's not going right for them in their life. You get to say, hey, I've only got about 20 minutes that I can talk. What's up? And then set a timer. Or when that 20 minutes is up, okay, yeah, hate to cut you off, but I actually have some other stuff to do. Click. hey, I don't really feel like talking today. I don't have the capacity to listen to you vent right now. Do you want emotional intimacy in your relationships? Emotional labor is work. Literally, I do it for a career. Emotional labor is work. I don't listen to my friends vent. I don't listen to my friends vent. I don't call my friends to vent. Sometimes I call my friends to have like girl chat about relationships. We don't go into like deep stuff. We just talk about like sex stuff, you know what I mean? Like just like fun, like lighthearted stuff. We don't get into deep shit because I don't want emotional intimacy in my relationships. Because I don't want my friendships to be a place where I co-regulate emotionally. That's not something that I need from my friends. I want my friends to be fun. I don't want my friends to call me because they want to vent about things that aren't going right in their life. I want my friends to call me because they just bought a yacht and they want to go party off a port in Greece or Italy or whatever. I don't do emotional intimacy with everyone. You don't have to do emotional intimacy with everyone. And then there's a fear of like, well, how do I set boundaries with people that I've never set boundaries with before? And the answer is you just do it. Process your feelings of fear. If you feel like you're betraying someone by allowing yourself to have more than them, you're betraying someone. It's the energy of like, feeling like you owe people, feeling like you're obligated. I don't want to allow myself to receive more because then people are going to call me asking for stuff. Do you want me to be honest with you? The people in your life, we still live in a vibrational universe. If they don't have the capacity to receive large sums of money, they're not going to have the capacity to receive large sums of money from you, unless they would use you as an excuse to allow themselves to receive. And even then, we don't even have to go into all of the possibilities, because at the end of the day, it's about your choice. You're recognizing that you give your power away in your relationships a lot. You give your power away in relationships. The second that you show up, shifting who you are, how you operate, and all of these things in order to avoid somebody else going off on you or being upset with you or whatever. What did I say at the beginning of this fucking sentence? Ugh. What was I saying? What did I just say? I said, you something yourself. You something yourself. Oh, that is so annoying. Sometimes you're just saying a thought and then another thought comes in and then that thought leaves and now you're like, okay. So anyway, moving on to the next sentence, I guess. Oh, that's what it is. You're giving your power away to other people. You're just giving your power away to other people. That's what we want you to realize. Stop giving your power away to other people. That's it. You're literally just giving your power away to other people. And then you're showing up in your life going, I'm so powerless. I don't have any power. And that's actually not true. You're incredibly powerful. And you have all the power and you decide what happens to you in your life. Are you willing to be okay with people being upset with you? And if the answer to that is no, I'm not okay with people being upset with me, then that's the emotional work that needs to be done this week. When somebody's upset with me, I feel worthless. When somebody's upset with me, I feel rejected. When somebody's upset with me, I feel frustrated. When somebody's upset with me, I feel whatever. That's the work that you need to do. And then recognize that you already feel the way that you're trying to avoid. you're trying to avoid being triggered. But if you would just feel those emotions, then you could get yourself to a point where you recognize, you know what, no matter how anybody else feels about me, it's just not my business, because how people respond to me, how people react to me, is just not my business. It's just not my business. It's just not, because how people respond to you and how people treat you is a reflection of their relationship with themselves and the tools that they have and all of this other stuff. You are showing up in the world, giving all of your power to them. That's all I have to say. And then you're showing up feeling frustrated because, well, I can't do anything in my life because then so-and-so is going to say, or somebody might feel, and it's like, no, you could do what you wanted to do in your life. And then you could also just decide not to give a shit, because it literally doesn't matter. It's like, cancel culture isn't real. It's not real, because human beings aren't disposable. And there's never a mistake that you can make, or never a choice that you can make that would make you unworthy of love. The universe is never going to cancel you. It doesn't matter how... You're recognizing that anybody that you lose as you are setting your boundaries and all of this stuff, is that somebody that you want? Is that somebody that you want in your life? Do I want people in my life that have negative reactions to my success? Do I want people in my life that reject me whenever I do things that they don't like? Do I want people in my life that reject me whenever I make choices, or when I say things, or when I whatever, that they don't approve of? Do I want people in my life that want me to give my power away to them so that they can be happy, so that they can be satisfied, so that they can get what they want in their life? Is that what you want? Because you may not know this, because this is your point of attraction, but there are people in the world who don't do that. There are people in the world who will respect your boundaries. There are people in the world who want the same things that you want. There are people in the world who don't want emotional intimacy. There are people in the world who don't want to be vented to. There are people in the world who don't want to vent to you. There are people in the world who don't want the things that you don't want. It comes down to compatibility. It's time for you to recognize, it's divine time for you to recognize that you're not compatible with everyone. And you're not compatible with a lot of people that you grew up around, you grew up with. You're not compatible with everybody. And just because we come from the same place doesn't mean that we are compatible. Just because we come from the same family doesn't mean that we are compatible, especially when you're coming from cultures and family where it's enmeshment and we can't have boundaries, meaning I can't have my own sense of self, meaning I'm not allowed to feel how I feel. I'm not allowed to have my own preferences. I'm not respected. If you're on the journey of healing from enmeshment, figuring out who you are, establishing your boundaries, establishing your sense of self, you're not going to be compatible with people who live life, who are having the living experience of everybody has to be the same. Everybody has to fall in line. Everybody has to live life in this specific way. Everybody has to behave in this specific way. It's just not going to work for you, because as you're on the journey of discovering who you are and you're on the journey of discovering your boundaries, the boundaries are the things that separate us from other people. The boundaries are the things that make us who we are. My boundary is that I don't want emotional intimacy with everyone, and I don't want emotional intimacy all of the time, and I don't listen to people venting, and I have girl chat sometimes, and I gossip sometimes, and I only do it when it feels good for me and great for me, and I don't take phone calls with people when they just want to vent to me and I don't have time to listen to it. Like, if it doesn't feel good for me, I'm not doing it. That's a boundary. That's who I am. A boundary for me is I love mint and chocolate chip ice cream. A boundary for me is I exclusively put myself in environments where I'm safe. If I don't feel safe and secure emotionally, physically, spiritually, psychologically, etc., I'm not in that environment. I'm not in that environment for long. I'm not in that environment at all. I might be in that environment for a period of time and never go back because I care about how I feel, and that's a boundary. I care about feeling safe, and that's a boundary. I care about my boundaries being respected. That's a boundary. And so what you're just doing this week is you're recognizing, what do I do when my boundaries are crossed? Me? We've talked about this, of this like emotional avoidance and running thing. And so I kind of just want to balance. It's a balancing thing. You see the scales? It's a balancing thing. I'm running away from my emotions because I don't want to feel them, versus I'm getting the fuck out of this environment because I don't want to be here and I don't feel good, and I'm not going to force myself to be in an environment that I don't feel good in order to prove that I'm a hard worker, in order to prove that I am a good wife, in order to prove that I'm a good person, in order to prove that I know all of the tools of emotional healing or all of the tools of emotional processing, etc., etc. Like, it's a balance. Your relationships are a choice. You're choosing to have relationships with people. You're choosing to have friendships with people. You're choosing for somebody to be your lover. It's a choice. Whether that's you're choosing to have a relationship with your parents, you're choosing to have a relationship with your siblings, every single relationship that you have is a choice. And you make the choice on whether or not you want to be in a relationship with that person based on how they are choosing to show up in the relationship as well. It's an agreement. Till Swan has a video on it takes two people to maintain a relationship and only one person to ruin it. I haven't seen the video all the way through. I haven't watched it at all. I've only seen snippets of it, but that's the gist. So you might want to go check that out if you want even more on that. You cannot be the only person who is carrying all of the weight and all of the responsibility in your relationships. It's imbalanced. You're the only person who is compromising, who is showing up in relationships compromising so that you don't feel upset. Who is showing up in relationships doing all of the things that you're doing. And is that something that you want? I was watching a video, and it kind of says something of like people don't want to say things that will upset you and all of this stuff. And I just kind of put out there of the universe of like, they can go, they can leave my life. Because if you're so scared of my emotions and all of that stuff, then you don't know who I am. We don't have the emotional intimacy that we need in a relationship because I'm an adult and I'm emotionally mature. And that means that I can process my emotions. And so anybody in a relationship with me who feels like I can't tell Nathallie how I feel because she might respond X, Y, and Z type of way is projecting their own stuff onto me. And it is what it is. It's not that people don't get to be upset when we tell them things. But it's about what do they do with that upset. Somebody told me something that upset me. I might be like, okay, I need to take a minute. I need to take a second. I need to process. I need to think this through. But I wouldn't respond, the woman I am today, wouldn't respond going off cussing all of this stuff. I'm cutting you off of my life and all of those things. Because if I'm in a relationship and I made a choice to be in a relationship, then that's the co-regulation part. Do you know what I mean? This is about emotional maturity. It's about, you're going from codependency in relationships to co-regulation in relationships. Codependency in relationships is how you feel determines how I feel and all of that. Co-regulation is like, I have my feelings and I have my emotions, and I know how to process them and I know how to handle them. You have your feelings, you have your emotions, you know how to process them, you know how to handle them. Sometimes we connect and I talk about things and you help me process what it is that I'm feeling. If I'm feeling a little bit emotionally, I don't want to say emotionally imbalanced, but just like emotionally down, right? You can show up and be a rock and be a point of stability if I feel like I am kind of emotionally going through it. And then you help me come back to that base point of feeling good, because I already feel good. When I'm showing up in a relationship and I want to have like emotional labor in that relationship, that's emotional intimacy. Co-regulation is emotional intimacy. Co-regulation is emotional intimacy, and that means I have the capacity to process these emotions on my own, but I want your help. I want you to show up and provide containment for me as I process these emotions. It's not, I don't know how to process these emotions. I don't know how to do this. I can't do this on my own. I need you to come and do this. Co-regulation is, I want you to come and help me with this. And then you decide that you want to come and help that person with that. And then that's the relationship that you have, because that's emotional intimacy. And then respecting boundaries, you ask people if they have the capacity, whatever. Do you understand? You're moving away from relationships where it's like, I can't express how I feel. That's it. You're moving away from emotional immaturity. I don't want to think about it because it's agitating me. Like it really is, because you think about it, and of course, I was an emotionally immature person. If you have emotionally immature parents, you're going to be an emotionally immature adult until you're learning the tools. And I'm still learning, and I'm still strengthening the skills that I have. Connecting with people who are really, really emotionally immature is really fucking taxing. It is. It is. And it's okay for you to admit that you don't want to be around people who are emotionally immature. And you could have changed, not who you are, meaning your soul doesn't change, but you change the life that you're living. You change this experience that you're having. And then as you're changing and realizing you want a better feeling life experience, all of a sudden everybody who feels bad and who feels like shit is not fitting in your life experience. And so you're naturally fading and distancing yourself from those people. And then those people can perceive, oh, you think that you're better than me because of this and this and this and this and this, and that's not your responsibility. Do you see? We just summed up everything that I talked about in the beginning in a really, really beautiful way. Release the dark wound. Let love live. This is about, I think I want to pull up the book, but I think this is about holding on to something. I mean, I don't want to pull from the book. I want to look at this picture. Release the dark wound. Let love live. It's literally like this week, you're deciding, am I willing to release the struggle? Am I willing to walk away from everything that I used to identify with as I realize more and more of who I truly am? Do you know who you are? Who you are is your soul. Who you are is your preferences. Who you are is your boundaries. Who you are is your desires, the desires that lighten you up in your heart. Who you are, who you are, who you are, who you are. Today I cried. This morning I cried. It was like fucking 3 a.m., whatever. I was like, I hate my glasses. Have 3 pairs of glasses. Technically down to 2. And I was like, I hate these glasses because these glasses are not me. I look in the mirror in my reflection and I'm like, this is not me. I don't wear glasses that look like this. This does not look like me. This is not doing for my face the things that I would like my glasses to do. And I was talking about like my wardrobe and my clothes and just the way that I show up in the world and my hair right now. I'm like, this is not me. This is not me. I looked at a video of me with my scarf and I love myself. I love myself and I accept myself. And the things that I have or don't have aren't a reflection of my worth, but the way that I show up in the world is a reflection. It's an expression of my soul. Do you understand what I mean? These glasses, having these glasses that I'm not absolutely in love with, doesn't make me unworthy of love. Not having my eyebrows done doesn't make me unworthy of love. Not loving the way my hair looks right now doesn't make me unworthy of love. But I would be enjoying life so much more if my wardrobe and my physical body felt like an accurate representation of my soul. My soul is who I truly am. You have already recognized who you are enough to be able to differentiate between what's me and what's not me. Example, Apple just came out with like new like computers recently. There's the new iMac. I want the purple one. I would think that I would want the pink one because that's like my whole brand. No, I saw the purple one. I was like, no, that's my computer. I need the purple one. So now I'm like, I don't know what my I almost said something I wasn't supposed to say. Anyway. So I'm like, okay, oh my God. Oh my God. You guys. I almost spilled the secret. So anyway, I'm like, okay, I want the purple iMac. And then Apple also came out with a laptop. And I was like, I kind of want the laptop, but I also don't really want the laptop. Like, the laptop doesn't light me up. And so part of me was like, well, I have to get the laptop because ego, some people would call it, feeling like you have to fit in, feeling like you have to keep up. That ego and feeling like you have to keep up makes you think that you also need a new laptop. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to get the iMac because the iMac lights me up. I'm not going to get the laptop. It's no big deal. I don't need the laptop. This laptop is fine. My laptop is cool. If at some point it lights me up to get the new laptop, then I will, but I don't have to get it. Who I truly am is the woman who has the purple iMac because that lights me up and it excites me and I love that. Who I truly am is the woman who has glasses that look and feel better than this. That's just who I truly am because that's what feels good to me, because that's what lights up my soul, because that's what's in alignment with who I am. My soul, my inner being is who I truly am. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't know how else to explain this. I feel like I'm not saying the thing that is going to make me feel satisfied, like, oh, okay, I'm done. Release the dark wound. Let love live. There are aspects of you, you're cutting yourself off. You have been cutting yourself off from being who you truly are in the name of other people, giving your power away to other people. Success, money, and wealth, aka the shit that you want, is who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And we talk all the time. You have to understand that the things that you have don't mean anything about you. Negative $1 million in my bank account doesn't mean anything about me. $1 billion in my bank account doesn't mean anything about me. But if it is my desire, my heart's desire, when I know who I am, when I'm tapped into my inner being enough, if it is my heart's desire to have an iMac, if it is my heart's desire to have an amazing apartment that's super expensive, if it is my heart's desire to have a new car, if it is my heart's desire to be married, if it is my heart's desire to have whatever, that's an expression of my soul. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's who I am. It's like, when you go to you go to the store, you're like, oh my God, Nathallie, this is so you. This fabric is so you. Look at all these adorable fat cuties in bathing suits. Aren't they so cute? Aren't they so adorable? This is so you. This fabric is so freaking you. I would make a skirt out of this fabric. It's so goddamn cute. It's so me. This is an expression of my soul. There's somebody out there in the world who's like, I would never wear this fabric. I would never look at this fabric. I would never choose this fabric. It doesn't mean that this fabric is unworthy of love. It doesn't mean that this fabric is bad. It just means the fabric's not my preference. The things that I have that I love, this fabric, this pouch, is me. The design of my affirmation cards, the pink, is me. My business logo is me. It is a reflection of my soul. I connect so much with pink. It is a reflection of my soul. My soul is pink. My soul is a gold bracelet. My soul is whatever. The things that you want because they come from your soul. The things you want to experience, you want because it comes from your soul. And that's why you are that thing. Trying to think about things that I want. I am somebody who produces music because my soul wants to produce music. I am a music producer, even though I consciously don't really know anything about music production right now. And that's also not something that I am racing towards getting into right now immediately, but that's something that I will experience at some point in my life. And I'm going to be really, really good at it. That is who I am. Somebody else in the world is a ballroom dancer. Ballroom dancing lights up their soul. Ballroom dancing lights up their soul. They are a ballroom dancer. My soul is wealthy. I just feel like, I don't like the way that I'm explaining this. We had a whole conversation, me and the universe, yesterday. It was really, really good. I feel like I'm not explaining this. Do you guys understand what I mean? Do you understand what I mean? Your desires, if it was your desire, if it was your heart's desire, your soul's desire to stay in the same small town and to wear hand-me-down clothes and to have a strong sense of community, and like if that lit you up, I can't really talk about it with passion because that's the opposite of what I want, then your soul is not going to be a millionaire. Not because you can't be a millionaire, but because you don't want to be a millionaire, because what are you going to do with $1 million? I want to stay in the same old town. I want to shop at the thrift store, and I want to have a beautiful sense of community and family, and I want to grow plants. You don't necessarily, it's not about, I don't want to say you don't need $1 million, because it's about support. If money represents support, The amount of support that somebody who wants to stay in a small town for their entire lives and never experience certain things, the amount of support they need is different than somebody whose soul wants to experience first-class flights all around the world. Somebody whose soul wants to experience living in multi-million-dollar homes. If my soul wants to live in a $50 million home, then that means my soul is wealthy. It means my soul is having the desire and is guiding me to having that amount of money so that I can get what I want. Because it's not about money meaning something about me. It's about the life experience. The life experience that you want. You're robbing yourself of the life experience that you want. The life experience that you want is a reflection of your soul. Your life experience and what your soul wants to experience are the same. Right now, you are in the process of choosing yourself, letting love live yourself, your inner being, the universe, allowing yourself to be loved, taken care of, allowing yourself to get what you want. You're in the process of choosing that over choosing your enmeshment, over choosing your childhood experience, over choosing trauma, over choosing your wounds. Do you understand what I'm saying? I like that. I like that explanation better. This thing lights up my soul. Being married and having a family lights up my soul. So my inner being is guiding me to that. My soul is a wife and a mother. My soul is a 7-figure business owner. My soul is an 8-figure business owner. My soul is tapped into infinite wealth because my soul has the desire to do a lot of things that cost money for me, a lot of things that cost money for the world. My soul has the desire to be incredibly charitable in all of these different ways. So that means that my soul is going to have a great relationship with money. That means that my soul is going to have a large capacity to receive money, a large capacity to connect with money, whatever. We don't even need to go on because it's the life experience that I want to have. And it's not about, well, how do I know if this is the life experience that I'm meant to have? If it lights you up, if it gets you excited, if you want it, if you're working towards it, then that's the life experience that you're meant to have. Period. That's it. The people who are choosing to have a life experience where they go after, where they chase, where they talk about wanting to get things and never receive it are the people who don't take action. So that's how you decide. Who am I? Am I the person who actually gets the things that I want? Or am I the person who doesn't get the things that I want? What life experience am I choosing? Your behavior is already going to be determining that for you. So you look at yourself and you determine, okay, am I taking the action that I want to take to create the life that I want? If I am taking the action that I want to take to create the life that I want, then I am on the life path of being the person who receives what I want. If I'm not taking the action and all I do is talk about wanting to take the action all day, then I'm not on that life path. Then I'm going to stay exactly where I am. Then I'm going to continue to struggle. Do you understand the difference? You're not the second person. You're the first person I described. I've been talking for 53 minutes. If you're still watching this, you're not the second person. Okay? Divine order is everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see underlying order. It doesn't matter what it looks like is going on in your physical reality. Things are working out for you and you are absolutely being guided to more. I'm ready to easily understand and shift my feelings surrounding my desire for money or love. That'll really, really help you. Specifically as it relates to, this smells like a rose candle that I had because I had it in the jar. Oh my God, that smells so good. What was I talking about? Fuck. Yes, your feelings. I'm ready to What the fuck was the affirmation? Oh my God. Where did I put it? Oh, I'm ready to easily understand and shift my feelings surrounding my desire. We would switch it. Well, yes, use the affirmation, sure. But for you guys right now, for this message, I'm ready to easily understand and shift my feelings, period, surrounding this relationship, surrounding the relationships with others. I'm ready to easily understand and shift my feelings surrounding my life. I'm ready to easily understand and shift my feelings surrounding the direction of my life. I'm ready to easily understand and shift my feelings surrounding what it is that I want, what it is that I desire for the new laptop. So I said, this is just an example. I said I didn't want the new laptop. It was a little bit of like, I don't need the new laptop. I have this laptop is fine. Then I went and recorded a video on the laptop for like about an hour, and it was like, you know, like fan going like crazy, and now the laptop is slowing down, and I'm like, damn it, I don't need these like technological issues and stuff like that. And then the thought in my mind was, well, maybe I do need a new laptop. And so now I'm recognizing, as I open myself up to easily understand and shift my feelings surrounding this new tech that I'm wanting to welcome in, maybe I do just want a new laptop, and maybe I feel like subconsciously I can't get what I want unless I need it. So I'm going to manifest having laptop issues so that I can use that as an excuse to get the new laptop when I just want the new laptop. So instead of doing all of that, I can save myself the struggle and just be like, hey, if I want the new laptop just because I want the new laptop and I want new tech all in my life, then that's okay. And I'm just going to open myself up to receive this new laptop as well. So do you understand? That's the work that you're doing. I am ready to actually acknowledge the way that I feel about something. You have to acknowledge the way that you feel, okay? A lot of people will do that. I don't hate my mom. I don't hate my family. Be honest and be raw with yourself. Because admitting that you have feelings of resentment and anger, it's not permanent. You grew up with parents who were emotionally immature and probably held grudges and all of that bullshit. Feelings are not permanent. Our thoughts about those feelings elongate them and all that, but feelings in and of themselves are not permanent. So you can admit, I hate that my mother does this, or I feel so much resentment, I feel so much anger. I'm ready to easily understand and shift my feelings surrounding my family. I'm ready to easily understand and shift my feelings surrounding my community. I'm ready to understand, what are my desires? What is it that I want to do here? How is it that I want to connect with people? How do I actually feel about these people? Do I actually want these people in my life? And can you just sit with yourself and be open to the answer? Because the answer sometimes is going to be no. I don't want a relationship with this person. I don't want to be friends with this person. I don't want to connect with this person. I don't want to talk to this person. I want to limit the time that I spend with this person a lot. It's okay to have relationships where you only see family once a year. It's okay to have relationships where you only connect with family over FaceTime. I don't go to family functions. I don't. You go to family functions. They're like, where's Nathallie? We'll never be here. We'll never be here. Couldn't be me. Because every single time I show up to a family function, I just end up being super triggered and just feeling isolated. I just don't feel good. You will not see me there. My family's not going to be invited to my wedding. It is what it is. We are where we are. And I care about myself so much that I'm willing to admit that I feel that way. And I don't want other people to feel bad, but they get to feel however they feel. And I still get to honor my feelings. And I still get to care about how I feel more than I care about how they feel. Because I'm not responsible for taking care of their emotions and their responses. I'm responsible for taking care of me. I'm the only person whose emotional state I can control. And if somebody wants to connect with me, to co-regulate emotions, to talk about things, then I'm here. You know? Okay. That's all I have to say. I'm done talking. I hope that this helped you. Comment down below if it did. Check out the links in the description if you want to get my affirmation deck. Ooh, if you want to understand your feelings more, you can get my emotional guidance scale deck. It's all of the bad feeling emotions on the emotional guidance scale, and it'll give you affirmations to help you, and you can use your journal. And now I'm getting tired, so I'm going to go ahead and stop talking. If you want to come and work with me, The links are also in the description. Okay, goodbye.